This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 573 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by feedxl.com, online nutrition software. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Mandee Widrick. Mandee is an entrepreneur and business owner from New York State. She is CEO of Charged Up Media, a social media marketing company, and enjoys teaching other entrepreneurs and business owners how to market online. Mandee is also creator of Horse Family, an online blog-style magazine for equestrians. Mandee's tip today: how to be savvy and successful on Facebook. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Poor Gypsy is suffering from horse envy. He's the new kid in the pasture and can't get over the stamina and shape of his fellow stallmates. Rumors around the barn point to FeedXL. It seems their owner has been online and discovered the FeedXL nutrition tool. That means Gypsy's in for a big transformation. The other horses have been telling Gypsy all about the changes made to their diet and how FeedXL has improved their overall well-being. When it comes to your horse's diet, conflicting advice can result in overfeeding and money wasted. With a FeedXL nutrition tool, enter your horse's weight, diet, and activity level to get started. It'll allow you to see where your horse's diet stands and give you the opportunity to revise it until it's balanced. FeedXL has the latest science backing them up, allowing you to take charge of your horse's diet with an easy-to-use nutrition tool, taking the guesswork out of what to feed your horse. It's almost like Gypsy has his own personal nutritionist right at the barn. Visit feedxl.com for a simple and easy nutrition tool to balance your horse's diet for optimum health.
Now, enjoy today's tip. And welcome back, Mandee Widrick. I can't say Mandee Widrick at this time of the evening. Can we give you an easier name with fewer M's and W's? Did you marry into Widrick, or did Mom and Pop give you Widrick?
No, it's my family name.
Family
Not
name.
married yet.
Not married yet. Well, we'll work on that, fellas. Might write me. Send your resume. Well, anyway, what have you got for us today on the tips docket?
Well, today we are going to talk about how to get more engagement on your Facebook fan page. So if you have a horse business and you're looking for more ways to get people talking on your fan page, I have a few tips I'm going to share tonight.
Awesome.
Great. So, you guys do really well with your Facebook page. I follow you guys on, Facebook. You've got different ones for each different show that you do, right? You've got a Facebook fan page for Horse Tip Daily. You've got one for Horses in the Morning, which I follow, probably Horses in the Morning more than anything else. But you guys kind of talk on your Facebook page while you're doing the show, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a great way, great use of Facebook. So for people who are really looking for more engagement on their fan page, there's a few ways to do that. And one of the newest tips that I've actually just tried this week is one that I heard from a webinar that was being taught by Amy Porterfield. And what she suggested is to ask questions on your Facebook fan page that require like a one-word response. So, for example, I went on my Facebook page just yesterday, actually, and went in and said, hey, what's one word that you might use to describe your horse? So by asking a question that's going to require a very short response, it doesn't take a lot of time. Facebook is a very fast-moving network, so people don't take a lot of time to type out their answers. And if it's something that they can respond with quickly, then you're more likely to get engagement on your fan page. So asking someone a question that might require a much longer response, like share your favorite story of your favorite horse or how you got your first horse or something, those are great questions to ask. But as far as from a marketing perspective, maybe not so great, because people might have a great story to share, but if it takes them a while to respond, they might not have time, which means they might not actually take that time to respond to your questions.
So it's just the opposite of doing an audio interview like we do, in that we try to ask questions that are not yes/no answers.
True.
Otherwise, it makes for a really short show.
Yeah, it would. Wouldn't it be funny if if that's our entire conversation, if that's how it went, and I just answered, yes, no.
We've had those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable. But that's a great idea, to directly engage them. Actually ask a question of your visitors and say, hey, what's your opinion, yes or no? Or now, do you recommend using those little, it's some kind of an application thing where you can, like survey question things where you can fill those out? Or is it better to do it from a personal, actually type it out?
It really depends on what you want to accomplish from it. If you're doing like a poll where there's only a few different options that could be used in response, for me yesterday when I was posting, use one word to describe your horse, I couldn't possibly have listed all of the options for people to vote on. So I typed it out as a status. And what was really cool is I've done this before on my Facebook page where I've asked questions like this, but I didn't actually notice the difference in asking a question that required a one-word response versus one that required a lengthy response. But it was really cool because within the first hour, I had maybe 30 comments on this one status update. And that doesn't usually happen on my status updates, even though I have over 5,000 people on my one page. Depending on the question and the content that's being shared, it doesn't always get that kind of response. But within the first hour, there was like 30, and then it kind of slowed down. I think as of today, it's like 24 hours later, something like that, and it reached maybe 41 or something. So it slowed down a little bit, but 30 comments on one status update was pretty cool, but it was quick. So all people had to do was think of one word and just type it out, hit return, and it got posted. So it was really easy and fast for people to respond, which made it, more likely for them to engage on the page versus if it had been something that took more of their time.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see that. So then I did it again today. I posted a question about something like, do you give your horse Christmas gifts? So it really didn't require much of a response, but some people elaborated, some people didn't. So
and you framed the question so that they could, if they wanted to, but for the yes or no sorts, they can do yes or no.
Sure.
There you go. Well, that's very interesting. What a great idea. So when curiosity overtakes you at work and you need to know from your Facebook fans on your Facebook, zip in there at work like everybody else does and pop a question onto your Facebook. That's a great idea.
You know what's cool about it too, Jennifer, is that with Facebook, the way they've kind of changed things up with their news feed, if you want your status updates to show up in the top updates, the top news on your Facebook news feed, then what you need to do is have engagement on those. You need to have comments on those, because if nobody comments, Facebook doesn't see it as something that's important that should be showing up in the news feed. So if you want it to show up in the top news, that's one way to get it there, is to get a lot of comments.
There you go. Well, awfully handy. Thank you very much, Miss Mandee.
Well, we've got a couple other suggestions too that I've used for engagement on the fan page, and that is to do contests. Those are also really popular. So giveaways, there are some guidelines to doing giveaways on Facebook, and usually I just tell people to go to Google, type in Facebook contest guidelines, and you can get all of the rules about how that works. But one way to get more fans and more engagement is to, do something like a photo contest or something like that, and give away some kind of cool prize. And that you end up getting more comments that way. You get more engagement. People share your page with their friends. So that's another cool tip. Giveaways are something that I really enjoy. I don't know if you've ever tried something like that, but I've done it a few times, and it's really cool to see the results, because what I found is people really like to win stuff. So if you want people to talk about your page, then give something away. And it doesn't have to be anything expensive, and it doesn't even have to cost you anything. If you can find, a similar business that wants to kind of, quote unquote, sponsor the giveaway, they could just kind of provide that little prize for you and do like a partnership kind of thing where you guys are doing like a joint venture with your fan pages, and they can be the ones to provide the prize so it doesn't come out of your pocket.
What I found interesting is so often the contests that get the most entries are the fun and interesting contests, more so than the contest with a particular prize. They don't always go together. Sometimes you have a contest that has an awesome prize, but it's kind of a stupid contest. You have to fill out a survey or something. Sometimes you don't get as many people to respond to that as you do a awesome contest. For example, a picture of your horse in his Halloween outfit with a baseball cap for a prize. You'll get a bazillion entries for that because it's a fun contest to enter versus a contest that they're desperate for the prize. So you look at both sides of the process there when you're going on your Facebook page to see what kind of results you get.
And it kind of ties hand in hand with what I was saying about the short status updates. If you make the process quick, because Facebook is just constantly, people that are using Facebook are usually moving from one thing to the next very quickly because it's just hard to keep your attention on one thing when it comes to Facebook because it's constantly updating. So if you make the contest entry process very simple and it's not something that requires a lot of steps, then you're more likely to get entrants. But if you make it really complicated, and for example, if you say, hey, create a video to be entered in this contest, that immediately limits you because even though video is awesome and there are several people, I mean, there's a good amount of people that know how to do video, there's going to be a lot that don't. So make
especially horse people.
Yeah. So, and I mean, they may or may not have webcams or access to a video camera, knowing how to upload it and that kind of thing. So keep it simple. Photos usually, most people know how to upload photos for the most part. So photos are usually a safe bet or something like that, or providing like an email address to opt into, your email list or something. So those things are pretty simple.
Well, there we go. Another good pointer. And what else have you got on making our Facebook pages rock?
I've got one more. There's this really cool thing that Facebook introduced. I believe it was earlier this year, but it gave you the ability to log into Facebook as your fan page. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, they can go to the Facebook fan page, and on the right sidebar, you'll see this option that says use a page, log into Facebook as your page or something like that. So instead of browsing Facebook with your personal profile, instead you log in and you can leave comments as your business page. So, for example, if you logged into Horse Tip Daily and wanted to go leave a comment on some other page, you could log into Horse Tip Daily, and that would show up as Horse Tip Daily that was commenting versus commenting as Jennifer. So that ability gives you an opportunity to go into other fan pages and leave comments, and people say, or see the comments and go, oh, who is this person? And they click your fan page, and that kind of draws more interaction to your own page and that kind of thing. So usually what I recommend is finding other fan pages that are not, don't go to your competition, and try to spam up their page with comments and try to get your competition.
That's rude.
But, yeah, there is a lot of Facebook etiquette that, it's really for the most part just common sense and just being considerate of other people. So, it's like if you wouldn't go into a store that was your competitor and try to sell your product in their store, then don't go to a Facebook page and try to comment on their fan page and take their customers. So, but leaving comments on pages that are similar to yours that maybe have the same target market but are not in direct competition, that's a great way to get targeted people to come to your page and check out what you're doing and interact with you that way.
Cool. Well, there we go. That's 3 of them. That's a lot for me for Facebook because I need Facebook for dummies. So 3 pointers on a Facebook thing is a lot for me. So I've taken copious notes, most of which I won't understand by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, and I will be emailing you for clarification.
Well, absolutely. Feel free to do that, Jennifer.
Well, thanks once again, Miss Mandee, for bringing us up to speed on the latest in social media and making it make a little more sense for those of us who are social media disadvantaged. And we'll be seeing you next time.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
Well, there you go. To listen to all of Mandee's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the Experts drop-down menu on the left. All of our experts are right there, alphabetized and easy to find. You can also search on Facebook, Horse Family Magazine. And don't forget, support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been feedxl.com, online nutrition software. Matter of fact, I just logged into feedxl.com to check on my horse Beaker's diet now that the weather is colder and I need to change his feed a bit. I know for certain that he's getting both the calories and the nutrients he needs, and I'm not wasting any money on extras he doesn't need. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like us to cover on the show. You can subscribe to all of the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.